Hi YouTube, James here, Chops Garage, with an update of latest projects. Today I'm going to take you on a little walk around of my MGB Sebring project, one that I started a couple of months ago, and today we've got the body kit in for it, so we're going to have a little trial fit and have a look at what it looks like. So, what we have here is a 1965 MGB GT, which is narrow transmission tunnel, which means it's a Mark 1, which I've had confirmed. I bought this from Gumtree. It came out of a lockup, hadn't been run for years. I think it was used as a race car by somebody who did MGBs in the past, because I do have a pile of bits over here from the MGB, which includes some old school Dunlop slicks. You can't quite see those in the picture. I've got some wire wheels there with some Dunlop slicks on them. So, and the old engine had a plaque on it that said it had some work done by a motorsports company. Unfortunately, the engine had seized on this and it was in such a state, I just pulled the engine. As you can see, I've completely stripped the shell down. And obviously, with an MGB, your first thing to get going on is getting the rot out of it. So I think I paid £600, I think, for this one. I'll double check that. I think it was about £600 I paid for this MGB. She was complete. Like I say, I completely stripped the shell down looking for rot. First thing I found was that previous owner had decided that you didn't need castle rails attached to the floor on this. You could just let them rot away and replace them with fiberglass. So the only thing holding the floor pan to the castle rails was fiberglass on both sides of the car. So I have cut out the rotten bits of floor. I replaced the castle rails, new jacking points, and new floor pans, or partial floor pans welded in to get those completely solid. Other than that, the shell was actually quite solid. I did have to put in new inner sills. Like I say, I had to put the floor pan in, new jacking points, new outriggers underneath, put new outriggers on. Don't know if you'll be able to see any of this in this light. Got on a dolly at the moment. So that was the rot side of things taken care of, and then completely stripped the shell. Whilst underneath, I wire brushed everything underneath, dropped out obviously the axle, dropped out the front subframe. It's gone as well. All of that stuff is in various bits all over the workshop, ready for me to refurbish, put back together. A lot of new stuff is going on in the car. First thing is a new engine, and what I've had is my friends across the road at Barham Engineering have the engine builders have built me a 1950. So they've taken an 1800, overboard it to 1950. They've put a higher lift cam in it, not road level, not race level, so that it's still usable. Flowed the heads for me. We're going to be putting a better manifold and exhaust on it. Hopes are we should be getting about 125, 130 horsepower out of that. But the other thing we'll be doing is taking a lot of weight out of the car as well. I'm looking at, obviously, I don't know if any of you have seen Sebring before. We'll show you the kit in a minute. But we're going to be looking at a fiberglass bonnet, fiberglass wings, fiberglass boot lid, and potentially fiberglass doors. Let me know what your thoughts are on fiberglass doors. To get as much weight out as possible, this is going to be all about power to weight ratio on this. I've got brand new bushings for the entire car, polyurethane bushings to go on the entire car. I'm going to go with, someone recommended to me a British Leyland suspension setup, which is slightly shorter, which is what they use from the factory for racing, which is slightly shorter springs on the front and a lower leaf spring for the back with the standard Armstrong shocks. I don't want the car to be too stiff because I live in Devon and driving it on the roads, I want it to have some suspension give, otherwise it'll bounce all over the place. I don't want it ultra rock hard. So, Sebring kit wise, I ordered this off of eBay. This full Sebring kit cost around about, I wait till eBay had an offer where they gave me a 10% voucher off or something, and I think I ended up paying about £300 for the Sebring kit. I will find out the name of the supplier. What we're going to have to do today is mock it up. Now that I've stripped the car, I have put them on once before and marked where I think I'm going to need to cut. But what we're going to do is just put them back on today, double check those lines and measurements before we start cutting. As they say, measure twice, cut once. So if I pause you for a sec, we're going to basically get these all taped on and have a look at what the car looks like with the kit. So here we have it. I've fitted the kit with a bit of tape for the moment. What do we think? Now, there's obviously going to be a lot of fettling here. I'm going to have to recheck those lines again. But this is the effect we're going to have. Wide-bodied MGB Sebring type. Front wings are going to need a lot of work. This bead here needs to sit over the edge of the metal here, like it would have had a factory look. So that means trimming all the way along here. This overlap area here is too much overlap. So all this needs to be trimmed back until this is sitting flush against this, sitting over here, underneath there. but I knew there'd be a lot of fiddling around being fiberglass kit. Same on the other side. Be trimming a little bit off at a time until we get that correct fit. This has a little lip on the edge of it. Should be sitting just over the edge of this section here. Now my next step will actually be to get all the paint off, strip all the paint before I fit the body kit permanently. So if I show you what my plan is for fitting it, I will be recording it. The plan is, you can see I've done 2 lines, and I'll be cutting the inside line and then joggling, which is putting a step in the metal all the way around the outside to the second line. So cut here, then joggle this edge down so it's stepped down. Then I'll use a bonding agent, Silkaflex or Tiger Seal or something 3M wise. I'll put this back on the tape for a bit, drill holes all the way around so I can fit screws to hold it in place, but then I will put the sealant on the lip all the way around, put the panel on, screw it in tight. Once it's gone off, remove the screws, and then I'll be using a fiberglass filler to blend in the panels into the bodywork. Obviously, when this is done, it needs a much bigger set of alloys to go on it, which possibly with some spacers, which are all in the pipeline. But after cutting this panel out and putting that arch on, we will have to make a filler panel between the inside edge of the old arch out to the inside of the new arch. So there we have it. That's the Sebring project. I hope to give you another update soon where I'll be cutting that metal out and fettling with these front panels, and also, like I say, stripping all this old paint off. Colour wise, thinking red with white racing circles on it in the Sebring style. The car is originally red. I haven't been able to find any other colour on it anywhere else. Don't really want to have to be painting the inside of the car out too much, and realistically don't want to be painting too much inside the car, so I think we'll go for red again. It's my favourite colour anyway on cars. So yeah, let me know your thoughts on red. The other options are black and gold wheels, and gold little bits of trim, little bits on the side of the front balance in the Sebring style either side. So black and gold, or it will be red and gold, or red and white. But yeah, let me know your thoughts. So there we go. Next update, like I say, shall be cutting the metal out, stripping the paint back, and then potentially getting to the point of screwing the rear ones in at least, because they're going to be the easier of the two, and then get onto these front ones and start fettling those. So thanks for watching. Make sure you subscribe.